Chancellor Mullen, Chairman Groom, and other members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished honorary degree recipients, Justice Fry, Mr. Morton, Dr. Moses, distinguished members of the faculty and staff, but most of all, fellow members of the class of 2003, families and friends of that class, welcome to this great day. It's been said that a number 2 pencil and a dream can carry you a long way. And that's reinforced this morning by the graduation of this great class of '03. You have come from every corner of the state, every state in the nation, to gather this morning here on the campus at Asheville to celebrate the achievement of 4 years or more of devoted learning. And this is not just any degree. It is a University of North Carolina, Asheville degree. And I join in congratulating you on that. This is a remarkable institution, and I can only admire the progress that it's made in the short years of its existence. Ranked number 5, as you've heard repeatedly by U.S. News and World Report, in liberal arts universities in the public sector. I look forward with confidence to number 4 next year, to number 3 in 2 years' time, and movement up to the top. But beyond that, it is an institution which is small enough in size to give you an intimacy of learning and large enough to provide a choice of subject matter for that learning. It is a remarkable institution with 16 sports in Division I of the NCAA, but with a graduation rate for participants of 74%, far above the average for the division. It's a remarkable institution at a time when the cost of higher education has become a matter of public concern because it is listed both by the Princeton Review and by Kiplinger's magazine as one of the great values in higher education. Congratulations on graduating today from a remarkable institution. In retrospect, I know it hasn't been easy. Joe Louis once remarked on winning the world championship, "If I'd known it was going to be this difficult, I probably wouldn't have done it." And there must be a sense in which all of you are feeling a little like Joe Louis today. Behind you and beside you, in that long journey to today's commencement, there lies the support and the contribution of members of the families represented. Parents, brothers, sisters, spouses, children, and other relatives, those who've been there for you through these long years of school and college. I want you to salute them today and to tell them how much we appreciate the support they've given on the way. Members of families of today's graduates, stand up, will you, so we can salute you. We thank you for all the confidence and support and love that today's graduation represents. There's an old student slogan from the 60s, "Be realistic, demand the impossible." And you must have felt at times as though UNC Asheville was doing just that. And now, to cap your careers, it demands that after 4 years of sitting through lectures, you sit through just once more before you graduate. Presumably because you might have missed something along the way. I have to tell you that commencement speeches serve several functions. Some arise from them greatly inspired, and some awake from them greatly refreshed. And I invite you to take your choice. The longest on record is one given at Yale, where a prominent public orator said that he would use the 4 letters of Yale to talk about the importance of the day, and he began with why. Why is for youth, and the energy and the vision that it brings. And for 34 long minutes, he talked about the significance of youth. And A is for ambition, without which there can be no great achievement. And for 29 minutes, he discoursed on ambition. And L is for loyalty, the loyalty to this beloved alma mater, whose children today we become. And for 34 long minutes, he talked about loyalty. And E is for enthusiasm, that which carries us forward on this great journey of life. And at that point, before he'd really warmed up to the new subject, a weary student leaned over and said to his neighbor, "Thank heavens this isn't the Massachusetts Institute of Technology." But there are dangers. This is the University of North Carolina, Asheville. The shortest speech on record at a graduation is Bob Hope, some years ago, talking to a graduating class, and said very simply, to those of you who are about to leave the campus and go out into the real world and want my advice, here it is. Don't go. But you are going, and unless you bolt quickly, you are about to graduate and join the so-called real world. Memories rush in of these past years, of faculty members and staff who've been so important to our growth and our learning, of friends from teams and dorms and clubs on the campus who've meant so much to us over the years of college, of this matchless setting with the opportunity for so many wonderful activities in the region. All those are memories we shall cherish. But behind them there lurks a haunting question. Is there life after UNC Asheville? Or are these the golden years that can never be restored and replaced? Is there life after UNC Asheville? I answer firmly that there is, providing you get a life. Get a life, we say to a roommate who spends all her time studying and never lifts her head to look at the world around. Get a life, we say to a friend who spends more time grumbling about our activities than thinking about his own. Get a life. It has been said that getting a life, making a life, involves three things: something to do, someone to love, and something to hope for. But this, you say, is different. We are graduates of the post-9/11 era. We are graduates of the war in Iraq. We are graduates who live under the cloud of North Korean nuclear weapons. This is a time when dreams and heroes died. What about the job market? Get a job? Something to do? How good can it really be? You know the story of the liberal arts graduate who was being interviewed at the time of a career fair on the campus. He had just been studying Hamlet during his senior year, and the interviewer said to him, "You know how useful that will be to you. Suppose you were a young prince of Denmark, coming back from school, and you returned home to find that your uncle had murdered your father and married your mother. And then you fell in love with a beautiful young woman, Ophelia, but you murdered her father by mistake, and she went crazy and committed suicide. What would you do?" And the bewildered young English graduate said, "I guess I'd go back for a master's degree." Something to do. All of you will have something to do. You have earned a degree and you've earned the right to a fulfilling career. But careers are what we make of them. Robert Bellah once declared there are three kinds of activities which are reimbursed. The first is a job, and a job is a position in which you work for reward to support yourself and your family. Then there's a career in which you follow a well-recognized path and assume greater responsibilities as time goes on. But the transition, the third kind of prospect, is a calling. a calling, a true vocation in which your skills are matched so perfectly with your beliefs and values and hopes that it becomes a lifelong fulfillment. I hope that those of you who go to jobs today will grow in those jobs into careers and to callings, because you can literally make a difference. What does getting a life mean? Something to do, and you will do it well. It also means someone to love, and you've expressed your love today to those closest to you in the applause that you've given to your families. Oh, that's easy, you say, in a campus such as this. My roommate and I are such close friends that we'll remain together, friends for the rest of our lives. The teams that I've played on, they've been so important in creating friendships on the campus, and I have a boyfriend. We've talked about marriage together and raising a family. But you know, friendships made in the springtime of life tend to wither with distance, and close relationships made in life's springtime tend to wither in winter. How important that we should be champions of the power of love. Someone to love, the families closest to you today. How important it is to maintain those bonds as you move to new areas. This nation is weakened today by the weakness of the family. Uri Bronfenbrenner once declared, "The family is the greatest invention yet known, and certainly the most economical, for making human beings human and keeping them that way." How wonderful if at your graduation you were to become champions of the family. Something to do, someone to love, and finally something to hope for. What hope can there be in an age such as this, of economic downturn, of limited prospects, of a time when some would say that the prospect is less open for us than for our parents? And I answer, every hope. Arthur Ashe once said, true heroism is very undemonstrative, very unremarkable. It consists not of overcoming and surpassing others at whatever cost, but of serving others at whatever cost. And today is an occasion of hope for three reasons. First, because with your graduation, the world is reborn. The skills, the energy, the devotion that you will bring to our society make the world a new place. And second, the knowledge that you will bring, the skills that you will bring, humanely and wisely applied, can move the world. And third, because for all our frustrations and for all our failings, humanity is capable of redemption. George Carey, the former head of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, said there are three postulates of democracy. Not that humans are good, but that they can respond to goodness. Not that they have abolished corruption, but that they are heartily sick of corruption. Not that they have created a great society, but they have caught an unforgettable glimpse of a great society. With your graduation, there is hope, because the world is reborn, the skills that you bring make a difference, and because humanity can be challenged and restored and redeemed by what you bring. Tomorrow, this lovely campus will be empty, and this quadrangle will have lost all the chairs and canopies which cover it today. Tomorrow you will have returned to your homes and to other places, and long before that you will have forgotten everything that I say today. I hope, however, that in that forgetting you might remember three words: work and love and hope, because with them you can move the world. With them, the world is transformed. With those, you, the class of '03, will do great things. Members of the great class of 2003, congratulations, good success, Godspeed.